They say, welcome to the Naughties Club. I mean, the 40s Club. You know, at 40 something, yourself and the society expects you to slow down, right? Well, here's what I did. Instead, I stepped into my running shoes and my pageant heels all together, and that was the day I stopped being just one version of myself. And these are the versions it is the unstoppable. Good morning, everyone. Shilpa Sudhakaran, as you already heard. And about me, eventually, that's what I'm going to talk about. So, unstoppable isn't about the strength. It's about being or remaining to refuse, what have you been so far? Whenever we speak about women empowerment, we're always talking about big words, leadership, equality, breaking barriers. But today, I want to speak about something far more personal. I want to speak about something which is something related to you, nothing else. I mean, it's not about breaking glass ceilings, it's about breaking the silent limitations we put on ourselves. I have a confession here. You know, one day at work, I was introduced as, she's reliable, she'll handle it. It was a compliment, and I took it as one. But that statement stayed with me. I realized I have been too dependable. But am I daring? I am too valuable. But am I really visible? I'm strong. But am I expansive? That let a question grow inside me. I was wondering, is this the only version allowed to be? That led me to do something completely irrational. That's when the version shift bug entered my life for good. I thought, let's break the predictability. Let's get disruption in life. And that's when the marathon mindset entered inside me. When I talk about marathons, I am not a runner and I'm definitely not athletic also. So, what actually happened? It's like I decided, I want to break the predictability of my life. So, I signed up for the dream ambitious project I had in mind for several years. I signed up for the iconic Tata Mumbai Marathon. Now, training wasn't easy. I mean, obviously, I'm not a runner, and waking up at 5 a.m. was not my cup of tea at all. But I did it. I'll break the predictability. And the real test came on the race day. The race has started. 10 kilometer, wow. 12 kilometers, I am super power. I'm loving it. On the 14th kilometer, I was still good and going. On the 16th kilometer, I am doing it. And on the 18th kilometer, I was exhausted. My body started negotiating. A voice inside me whispered, you don't have to do this, You have come this far. This is good. Let's just go back. I realized this is the voice that has been speaking to me earlier as well. Whenever I wanted to do something new, it was there. Whenever I wanted to become more, it was there. When I wanted to step outside my defined identity, it was still there. But this time, on the 18th kilometer, I did not listen to my mind. I kept running, running with tears, running with tiredness, lost. I was about to fall as well. But when I crossed that finish line, I did not just interrupt and disrupt an identity. I actually post the unstoppable, which is who's refusing to be what she used to be. It felt awesome. And then came another disruption. And this one was the bold disruption. So obviously, I was wondering if this is something that I could do it, but I took a bold decision to dare, dream, and dazzle. I signed up for the pageantry. I entered the pageantry world when I was already a corporate professional. Now we know how it works, right? We've grown up with this unspoken silence. Pageantry is not for us, not for women who want to be respected, and definitely not for serious professionals. The message was subtle, but it was always clear. Be accomplished, but don't be too visible. Be successful, don't be too bold. Be respected, but don't be too expressive. And for years, we didn't question it. We simply lived by it. Today, modern pageantry is nothing about just the appearance. It is more about the voice, the presence, and definitely the courage to be visible. You know, the real taboo of the stage was not about the appearance, it was the idea that the woman will be now powerful and expressive at the same time, that she will lead in the boardroom and also on the spotlight. So that was the fear. Well, for me, stepping onto the stage wasn't rebellion, it was like a version of evolution. I wanted to evolve, and that's when I thought I would do this. When I was crowned Mrs. Maharashtra 2025, of course, powered by Diva Pageant, I did not just win, it was breaking a disruption again. And when they said, and of course, people congratulated me and they said that, congratulations, you feel like, you must be feeling empowered. But the truth was, empowerment had already happened. The crown was just an evidence. This is how empowerment really works. I mean, you don't have to be, you know, getting into or doing something which is acceptable. Do it something which is, something that you can really, challenge yourself. Empowerment isn't when the world applauds you, it is when you stop negotiating with your own potential. Today, empowerment looks different. It looks like reinvention, more like an evolution. You know, all these versions have actually taught me something. Running taught me that no one runs the race for you. Pageantry taught me no one will give you permission to be visible. And life taught me that there is no one who upgrades your identity except for you. So always remember, empowerment is not about becoming acceptable, as I said, it is about becoming authentic. And the most important thing a woman can do is allow herself to be more than just one version of what she was always meant to be. So, I mean, what is empowerment? I would say empowerment is evolution. Because after all, the most courageous part, what you will always do, is about thinking yourself and keep evolving. Evolving is something that you will not be able to come to know by someone who's doing something. Of course, as a lot of my fellow contestants and fellow colleagues and people who came here talked about, but it is something that you have to build in from your end. And always remember, प्रश्न ये नहीं है कि कौन हमें अनुमति देगा, प्रश्न ये है कि कौन हमें रोकेगा. So I would say, with this short story of mine, I would request we have to be the unstoppable. Thank you.